Is that
every day.
Yeah, we do. Marco, welcome. It's good to see you.
Hi, thank you so much for the introduction. I'm so happy to be here with you guys, and I feel honored to be here on the MMM. Also, hi to you, Ty. And yeah, I can't wait to help you out, guys.
Very
And
cool. So do I say good morning to you or where are you, Marco, right now? You're in, what time is it for you?
It's 1 p.m., like 1:15.
Okay, so good afternoon.
Yeah, thanks.
There you go.
so,
Awesome.
would you like to, how do you want to do this, Marco? Are you going to go straight into sharing your screen? We need to allow you to do that, don't we? Just
Yep, so
realized.
I'm on it. I just
You
made
know
you
how-
the co-host, Marco, so you should be
Perfect.
good to go.
Amazing.
Yeah,
And
I will just share my screen.
Perfect. And so, guys, you feel free to pop questions in the chat, and I'll keep an eye on them. So we'll have a look at those at the end. But Marco's going to just go through those topics that I mentioned with you, and he's here to also answer your questions. So you may have some. And this is in relation to Facebook ads today. One of my favorite topics too.
Here we go.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
All right.
And I think Marco might be at KCF Live. I'm not sure about that. I know is that true, Caroline, or not?
We were talking about it. I'm just waiting for the confirmation of the timetable. Yeah, that would be great at the end of the month. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Sheila. I've just got a lovely message through. That's really kind.
Let me share my screen.
Wonderful.
And then, guys, as Caroline said, as Marco is doing his thing here, any questions that you have, be sure to go in and ask.
I love that graphic. Can't you do some amazing things with AI?
I think you should see this right now, right?
Yeah, we see. All good.
All right, perfect.
There's our friend Canva. You guys know what's cool about Canva is now Canva is starting to allow course hosting as well. So they're going to be rivaling sites like Udemy and some of the others, Kajabi and some of the others where you can go high level, you can host your courses.
Yeah, perfect. All right, I get going. We have a lot of things to see, but I would love to start out this demonstration. So we have a live demo today. We will create AI images from the go, also the copies, and I will present it on a sample that befriended author of mine was she was very nice to give her book for us to test. And yeah, I would love to start out by just I started out in 2019 with publishing myself, and I think one of the biggest messages also Ty is also saying it a lot of times is to keep it super simple, to keep it really simple in the business itself. And this is why I would like to bring you today these AI tools for your ad creation, for your books, but also for your business, and to really give you a hint of how it could be to save time and at the end money with meta ads and testing all these different images for it, because at the end of the day 56% of the success of meta ads will be determined anyways by the image itself. So focusing on targeting and all these other things is moves a bit more to the background at the moment, because Meta is developing its algorithm and it keeps going and going. So we really want to focus on the image as authors and the ad copy itself, because Meta ads takes up a lot of time anyways with all the other analysis and reporting and seeing which one is winning and which one not. So having the possibility of AI to create multiple variations of images will help us out here. So this is what we do today. And before we keep going, just some small reminders: turn off your microphone. Feel free to type in your questions in the chat box along we go. And after at the end, we will have some time to go through a quick Q&A after the demonstration. And yeah, what we will cover this morning is I would love to talk about more a bit of the purpose of this demo, as I just mentioned. We will talk about what tools am I using in my agency as well, like what tools can you use to make it simple. We will create some magic with AI on a sample. And at the end, we will look at the results that we created and how far can you also move forward with your own books using AI and meta ads as well. So yeah, a bit about myself. Caroline already was so nice to like give me such a nice introduction. Yeah, about myself, like I said, started publishing 2019. I have 35 published novels in the genre, in different genres. And in 2022, I also became a foundation winner of Mark Dawson's self-publishing formula, which enabled me to like have a budget to work with one of the marketing experts of Penguin House together for half a year. And this is also like where I gathered a lot of knowledge about marketing strategies for your books, because we particularly picked one book of mine and create a huge strategy around it, especially on Meta and Facebook, of course. And so during these times, since 2019, I dove into so many online courses about Facebook ads, about Amazon ads, you know, like I was just like a sponge soaking up all the different knowledge. And since last year, I founded Blank Paper Press to like give this knowledge to you guys, to like, you know, like, because I made so many mistakes along the way and wasted a lot of money, which is like, you know, what most people are afraid of, that yeah, I made all these mistakes and don't repeat them anymore, you know, like learned all the courses. And this is where I saw myself giving service to the community and being of service to indie authors especially, right? So yeah, at the moment, managing, I think, around $20,000 in ad spend monthly and rising. And yeah, moving forward with meta ads management and helping out. Yeah, what is the purpose of this demo? As I mentioned in the outline, I want to make your life easier. And I want to also make the life of any business entrepreneur easier by using AI and these ad creation tools. First of all, how do we do this? So we will create new creatives for your ads campaign that you can use straight away. We will use like an abundance of ideas. So we will create with AI, we can create so many different images, similar images to each other. We can create an abundance of ad copies that we can test. And this will, at the end of the day, enable us just to like test things very quick in meta ads, because at the end of the day, it's really about all the testing with Meta and Facebook to get the success that we want, right? But for me personally, the biggest takeaway of using AI and also this demonstration is to find out if we have a missing link between our Amazon landing page and our ad creatives on Facebook. And this is like a huge thing, because like sometimes I work with clients together, they give me the blurb and I look at the cover, and you will see that I will use the blurb and the cover as a foundation for AI, especially the blurb, the book description. And then I can see straight away, like, okay, what does AI think of this blurb and what kind of images are coming up? And are these images similar to the experience that the person has reading the description, right? So that's a very interesting thing to think about here. And this leads me to the next point. What tools are we using today? We are using the book cover and the description as a foundation. So this is really our foundation that we use in this scenario. I am using ChatGPT Plus for creating the images and copy. I think the ChatGPT free version is getting more and more open to different plugins. but I just like, for me, it's like a no-brainer to like invest in these technologies, even if it's like, I think $20 a month or $8 or $9 for Midjourney, for example, to be part of this new technology and developments. So you also get access to a very fast engine. Then obviously Midjourney. This we will always also use Midjourney today to create, you know, some professional looking images. And at the end of the day, I will use BookBrush for putting it all together, for putting the images together with the ad copy. But I also want to say Canva is totally fine. You can also use Canva in this regards to put at the end of the day the pieces all together. So let's jump right into it and create some ad creatives with AI. And before we do this, I would love to recap a bit the different elements of the ad itself on Facebook. So we have a better understanding of also the words that I will mention later and how it's set up and what we are creating today. So we will have three elements mainly: the primary text, which is at the top. You know, this is like the long text that we use at the top of our ad. Then we have the image in the middle. You also see here, I took out this image out of a Facebook ads library, which is accessible to anyone, right? You know, like I use it for researching for my clients different ideas. I research it to see what are the top 5 in the genre using, and are they publishing their Facebook ads on Facebook, so I can see it in the library. And then I use it as inspiration, right? As modeling, as inspiration to like create something similar. So you obviously see here by June Woods, this image is created with AI. I mean, there's no doubt about, you know, how it's set up. And so this is also like why I want to show you this. And then we have on the bottom the headline, which is like, you know, a very short, punchy hook line, sometimes reviews inside, and so on. So, you know, these 3 elements are the ones that we are focusing on today. And we are working today with this book sample. Like I said, I got the permission from Holly Hathaway to like, you know, like create some ad images for her in this specific demonstrations for you today. And what do we have here? What are we working with? We're working with a medical short steamy romance. We have the blurb, we have the cover. This book was published already some years ago, 2022. She never really advertised it. She got her ratings from her ARC team, you know, like we know, and from friends. And yes, I would love to give you like an example of how we can like create now something appealing for this book. All right, let's dive right into this. And we will, here's the Amazon landing page again for this book. And what I love to use when I start working with my AI prompts, like with the codes, is I use this kind of website. It's called Prompt Folder, and this is where I keep all my prompts together for the ad image creation and for the copywriting. This is very helpful for me because inside of ChatGPT, you have on the left side, if you don't know it, but you will see it when you start using it as well, a lot of chats that open up, and it gets very messy. You don't know what you typed in there and here. And this basically gives you the opportunity to like bring a bit organization inside your AI tools. So what are we looking for today is I use the first prompt. It's called add images, and I have it here, generate the image based on the book description. And I already prepared everything here. So like I put the description inside of here. We have at the top the command, generate a square advertising image based on the following book description with no text. Then I put 3 hashtags. This is something that I learned, this will, how do you say, separate the command from the content that we want the AI to work with. So either you can use 3 hashtags, you can also use, I think 3 dashes to like separate these two. And I just...
Hey, Mark, do you mind if I interrupt you for a second? I don't want anyone to underestimate the power of what you're sharing here with this, especially just everything in general, but with prompt folder. Like every single one of you guys should be using this because it gives you see how Marco has all of his different prompts categorized. So instead of using notes or having prompts in Google Docs or whatever, you can go and you can use this and you can have your own swipe file and everything else. So pay attention because he's already giving you guys like 3 or 4 gems that are just incredible in like the first 7 minutes. And this is one of them that I want to point out. So every single person should be looking at that prompt folder and just everything else that you've shared. So go ahead, Marco, because you're so humble with it, man. I don't want anyone to miss this cool stuff that you're sharing.
He's literally dropping massive Easter eggs for us here.
Yeah.
So take notes, everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Take notes. And this is like, I think this is maybe also something German from me to like have everything structured and documented. So yeah, feel ahead, go ahead, like promptfolder.com, and yeah, like save your prompts here. So at the end of the day, like what do? We just like create already the prompt in here, we save it, we have it backed up. And what I do is like I copy this, copy paste. I will go into ChatGPT itself. And like you see, I am using ChatGPT 4.0, which is like the newest version. So, right, so like when you have the free version, you have GPT 3.5 and so on. But if you pay, you get access to the newest as most advanced model, which I recommend personally because everything is going faster and you have more knowledge base already inside this new algorithm. So easy peasy, we just like paste the prompt that I just created in prompt folder, just paste it in here and then hit enter. And what now is happening is that the AI is working on creating an image for us. And depending on your internet speed, wherever you are, this can take a bit slower time or a bit longer. But I hope for us it goes fast. Yep, there we go. All right, so this is already one of our first ad images that we can use. And this is like still, like it's based on the book description. It's pretty much, it took in the form of her because we gave in the book description some information about green-eyed cardiologist, right? And these are like kind of hot and charismatic, Michael, new oncologist in her hospital, and so on. So like the AI takes all these keywords and tries to make an image out of this. But what happened here is that we have an image that is kind of a bit pop-up artwork. So it's not really, when we go back to the Amazon landing page of Holly's book, is, we have a realistic image here, right? So like, I think it might be interesting to like look into a direction where we have a more realistic person on the ad image. So what I do is I click on the image and I go to the information button here, which is like giving me the prompt that AI created itself to create this image. And what I do is I copy this prompt and I will paste it into Midjourney. So I will go back to my prompt folder and I already prepared something here. We go to Midjourney prompts on the left side and we have here the entire prompt for Midjourney. And I'm also free to like share this, feel free to make a screenshot of this because there are like some informations in here that require, like a bit more detail. For example, so we have the command itself, image prompt, and then I say creative photo of, and then I paste it in the prompt that we got from ChatGPT. And at the end, I inserted some small specifications for Midjourney specifically. So like in this time, I want a spotlight on the couple. I want it to look like it was taken with a professional camera. In this regards, it's a Canon EOS 5D. I want it to be in a ratio of 1:1. So we want a square ad image. And I want Midjourney to use its fastest engine and best engine to create this image. So very straightforward. What we do is we copy this prompt again, copy, and then I will have to, Midjourney at the end of the day is like, I don't know if some of you are familiar with a Discord server. Midjourney is like used inside the Discord server. Maybe some of you know it from being interested in crypto already. This is basically like a platform like Slack, Teams, etc., where you can like chat and have a forum. And when you sign up for Midjourney, you get access to their server, which is here on the left side. And you get access to all these different channels here on the left side. So all these newbies, 5, 35, 65, 95 are channels that we can use to create images. And these are like still like everybody's in there and creating images, which is on the one side a bit annoying because, you know, like you have to filter through to like find your own images. But on the other side, it's very interesting and inspiring what other people use in their prompts to create images for their businesses, right? And you will be stunned if you like scroll through here and see what's coming up. So for our purpose now, we go down here in the bar and we are pasting our prompt that we created. And it already shows us, imagine prompt is our prompt, everything looking good, and we hit enter. And what is happening now, he will start to create images. And you see what I was saying about, you know, like other people are like also posting and generating stuff. So we just have to like make sure that we will see our own images. So it's still working. It's at 20%, 32%, but it's like working fast. And then we can have a look what it's coming up with. We will see immediately 4 different images. So like, you know, like just to say like we already created one in the normal ChatGPT, and now we get 4 more. So we already have 5 images that we could basically use for our ads, right? So like, let's see what was created. So we have the 2 doctors, which look very romantic into each other's eyes. She is brown-haired. She has green eyes, but we probably will need to zoom in more. But at this point, it's not so interesting. We have a spotlight on them. So like, you know, they're like nicely illuminated. And they're obviously in a hospital, like, you know, the book description was saying. And they look so good. They look at the moment very good to me. But we have to make sure that there are no mistakes inside of the images. Right? Because some of these images in AI are created and they're created with mistakes. So for example, if you look at the bottom left corner, and let me see if I can make this bigger. We can, for example, if we want to pick out this one, we will use U3, which will create like a bigger version of this image. And now we can look in and see what's happening here. So first of all, I will like be very, like, when I look at the stethoscope, I'm just like, I don't think it's that short. So it's like, you know, like sometimes AI comes up with its own variations of reality, and which are obviously wrong. So like, you know, we want to make sure that we pick these images and regenerate them so long, as long as they're ready and ready for us to use. So for example, I really like the first image here is really nice. You know, they look very in love to each other. The second image, they're smiling and she's holding her hands on his chest. So, you know, we get the tension, we get that it's romantic, that's in a hospital. I'm really happy with these results. So what I would do is I would pick one of these images now by using, for example, I liked the picture on the top right corner, and it should have done it here. There you go. We click on the right and save it to our files, however we want to use it. We save it as a PNG file, right? So we already have 5 different images, you know, maybe with a mistake or not, but we will like to avoid these mistakes. We just regenerate these images. And what is missing? So we want our primary text in our headlines, right? This is the last missing part. And what we do is we'll go out of Midjourney again and move back into Safari and go into our prompts folder in our in our prompt folder. And now I also have a prompt here for you, which now all of these prompts are like tried and tested in our agency. So I use these prompts every day for my clients, and we see great results and great success with the outcome of these, right? So for example, this is a very detailed copywriting prompt, which is like really going inside the details. So I'm a romance writer. I'm in the process of setting up Facebook ads to sell my book, Double the Trouble. I'm going to give you the blurb. I'm going to give you reviews if you already have reviews on your book. If not, never mind. And I want you to create the following items for me. So 10 variations of primary text, 5 short, 5 long, 10 variations for a headline with maximum of 50 characters. So this will give us so many different versions already that we can test down the line. So I put in the blurb here again, separated with the 3 hashtags. And I also put in the best 5-star reviews that Holly had. I think 3 or 4 of them I used here, and put them also inside. So what I do, again, I copy everything. We go back into our ChatGPT that we use for creating the image, and we will just post it down here. Post our command, you know, like I said, everything is in here, and hit enter again.
And Marco, are you putting it in the same window for consistency, meaning the same window as your image, prompt, and everything else?
Yes, just for simplicity right now. I just put it under the same chat. So like at the top was the image here, you know, with the first prompt, and then I just posted the copywriting under it.
Beautiful. Because
then he is also using maybe also the blurb and the results from the image as well, you know, beforehand. So, and you see, this was very fast. So this is also why I used ChatGPT 4.0. It's like the results went out super quick, and we have our variations. So short versions, ready for a steamy quick read, meet Sloan and Michael, can love, heal a broken heart, find out with Sloan and Michael, a short romance full of chemistry and surprise, read now, and so on. So basically these primary text variations, these one at the top, can also be used as hook lines or on your image, or they can be used as headlines as well. So you get the idea of how this works. Then you have the long versions, which you can use in the top element of our Facebook ad. The more words and the more keywords I mentioned here is better for the meta ads algorithm to like put this book in front of your ideal readers. So like here we have romance, we have surprises, we have steamy, feelings, short steamy read. So there's a lot of nice keywords in here already that we can use for our ads. And then on the bottom here, we have 10 different variations for headlines, like short, steamy, unforgettable read, romance with a twist awaits, and so on. So these are already really good actually really good variations to work with. And yeah, this is like the part for the ad copy creation. And now what we want to do is to like bring it all together. You know, this is the last part where we use in our agency BookBrush, but like I said, you can also use Canva if you have it. And we jump with these results into BookBrush. And I already went ahead and created some different variations and copies for you here because this would take up a bit more time. And I created different versions for you based on some commands I did earlier. So let's look at this one and see what I created here for us. So you see, we have in the background an image created by Midjourney with a couple. She's more in the background, he's more in the front. Definitely, this was also a Spotlight Midjourney creation. Then I used a headline that was created from ChatGPT, 2 doctors, 1 hot romance. I really like using these hook lines and strap lines in the ad creatives because they perform really well, actually, when people have something to read. Either it's this or a review, could also work really good. And I also put the cover on here, so people just recognize already it's a book that they can expect on Amazon.
And it is it's short, it's punctual, but it is incredibly descriptive. One of the things, note what he has here, guys. So the image, right? Look at this. The text is big enough because what you see right now on your screen is not what you're going to see dimension-wise when someone's looking on their news feed or God forbid, they're on their cell phone. It's going to be much smaller. So look at how he has the text where the font size is big enough, the images are big enough, and the book cover is big enough. So even if someone's looking at it on their tablet or on their phone, they still can make everything out, which is crucial. This is brilliant, Marco. I love the way that you have this laid out.
Yeah, and it's also so easy. It's like everything is already kind of, the tools are there. And I created this like in literally a couple of minutes, and so can everyone here. It's really not that hard, and I'm happy also to help out. Yeah, so now we have it. We have our ad image, we have the headline, and let's put this all together and go back to the presentation. And I would like to show you the final result. So this is our final ad that I will use for Holly. I will give it to her so she can test it. And yeah, this image, so this ad is almost 100% AI generated, despite the fact that we had to put some things together. But at the end of the day, we have our primary text. We have our image with the cover on it and a loving couple in the background. And we have our headline. And I added to the headline, I also added that this book is available for 99 cents, which is also like a huge selling point. But at the end of the day, it's about to test some headlines with the 99 cents, test it without, see what performs better at the end of the day. And then for the call to action button, I use only shop now. Other people use learn more. But at the end of the day, this is only what works best for us and for my clients. And, with other genres, other books, it can be learn more. So it's down to the testing. So let's wrap it up. I have some key takeaways for you to take home and when you want to test AI images. So go with the mindset, AI tools can save you a lot of time when used right and in a good strategy. Like use tools like Prompt Folder, ChatGPT to document everything, have it nice and orderly. The book description is your foundation. Make sure that you make a nice book description with great describing words what is the genre of the book, etc. And at the end of the day, you can also test what is the outcome of AI, what is it giving you, is this what you think when you read your book description, right? And if it doesn't match, then work on the description, right? So it's just simple as that. There's no secret sauce. And the key takeaway is also we have an abundance of variations we can create. And at the end of the day, it comes down to like test all of these. But we don't have to write ourselves anymore any ad copies. We don't even have to like scroll through Shutterstock all day or Google or Unsplash and all these platforms to like look for images. They're just there, for us to like grab and create. And yeah, this is like I said, everything is tried and tested, what we used. It works well for all of our people. They're very happy, and I can just like show you a short result that we just recently had with one of our clients is that, after 2 weeks where we worked together at an ad spend of $20 a day, so like very like, on the lower end. And we also created all the images for her and the ad copies. We were able to like, see jump from the rankings to 11,700 and also have already a profit of 36% return on ad spend. So these are like, things to like already see the results using simplified AI methods. And yes, this is it. Thank you so much. And I hope you got a lot out of this session for your own books and for your own business. Like, this can also be used for your business marketing as well. And yeah, if you have any questions, now's the time, and I'm happy to help. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, Marco. We've got some amazing.
Great questions coming in. Oh, no, I was going to say 2 things. Let's go into some questions, and then Marco, can you give us your contact information at least 2 times? So if you give it to us now, then we'll go into questions, and then if you give it to us again at the end as well. So how can people reach out to you?
I've got that for you ready. I've put that in there for you.
People can reach out from my website. It's blankpaperpress.com. Super simple, and you can just like, feel free to book yourself a strategy session for half an hour, and we can talk about your goals, about your books, and see how I can help you. And yeah, so this is like I think the main way to find me.
I just want to tell you as well, Marco, that was so good. And throughout the whole presentation, because it's hard to keep an eye on the chat when you're presenting, so you probably didn't see the comments coming through, but we've got a couple of questions. But throughout the whole presentation, people are like, this is so good. This is so good. And we've just had Michelle saying impressive. Mandy, this was incredible. This has been wonderful. Sarah, Chris, thank you. Great share today. And same with Mandy. She says she's blown away. She's not sure what to ask, so that's a really good sign. That means it was really clear. And just so everyone knows, I think you've seen it. I've popped in. I'll put it in a few times. If you did want to reach out to Marco just for some advice, have a chat with him, then there's all his contact details. I think I pasted them earlier by mistake, but I'm just quickly copying and pasting those over for you, Marco. I think that's right, isn't it? You just check that out, that you're happy with that. And those of you that are in the fast pass, like we said at the beginning, this is at this presentation, and it was actually a long session with Q&A. That's in your members area, so you don't have to worry about sort of taking getting copies of slides and things. And for everyone else, this has been absolutely fantastic. So should we take some questions?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Actually, the first one I got was a while ago. So while I'm talking, everyone, pop your questions in the chat, because any question, we've got some time, is a good question. Don't worry about if you think it's too complex or too simple. Pop it in the chat. At the beginning, when you started showing us and talking about the Facebook ads library, Wendy Bolton was asking for some clarification on, what is that? She wasn't aware of it. Ty shared a section from Meta which explains exactly what the Facebook ads library is and how to access it. But I don't know whether you want to just expand on that a little bit. So if I'm, this is something we do all the time, spy on people's ads, as we call it. It's all very, very okay to do it. We can all do it publicly. So can you just explain how someone would go about doing that? So if I today thinking, okay, I'm modeling these two authors on Amazon, I'm just starting my ads out, so I just want to have a look at what they're doing. What's the easiest way of me being able to do that?
The easiest way is you would go to, just type in Google Meta Ads Library or Facebook Ads Library, one of the two, and it should pop up as a first search result. And this is where you can like go in and really spy on all ads that are live on Meta. You will be there and you will like, you have to like make sure that you select the country that you're also in, or like what I do is like I would create the entire world and make sure that it's selected only to see ads, and then I type in the name of the author that I try to like find out more information about. Sometimes if you just type in the name, you won't find it because maybe they have like an add-on, like it says blah 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 author, blah 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 publishing. So you would make sure that you go to the Facebook page of this author, find the Facebook page, and make sure that you find the name, the correct name. And then you can paste it in the library and it should pop up and show you their running ads. So also the ads that they used a while ago will show you, but also the active ones. And there you can see and gather inspiration. Yeah.
That's great.
That's what we do every day. Yeah,
we do. And I love doing that. It's one of my favorite jobs, even though I don't need to do it because I've got Marco, but I still like to do it so we can then have a conversation about the best strategy. That was one of the things that I was confused about by going into the Facebook ads with a link that we've got here, because not all authors, or let's say creators, because a lot of people here are doing courses, will use their name. It may be a company name, or the author may use, as you've said. So thank you for clarifying that you can actually go on the page, and it's very, very simple to find the ad library. It's on the About section. There's a little piece on there on the actual main home page that says Page Transparency. You click in that and it will say this page is running ads, or this page is currently running ads, I think it is, or this page is not currently running ads. And then it goes, go to ad library, and you can go in that way. So that's that. Or if you see that they're not running ads and they're a big author on Amazon, I would bet my life that they are running ads. So then that you can find out whether they've bunched themselves into another page with all their other pen names, maybe. So that's what a lot of people do. So it's a fantastic way of getting that data.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say, look at how long they've been running the ad too, because we're always talking about things that are transferable from one industry, right? So when I used to run a lot of ads in print magazines and print newspapers, one of the things that we would do is we would look at an advertiser, and if they're running the same ad month after month after month, that means what? It means one of two things. Either they have a lot of disposable income and they're just wasting money, or it means that the ad is profitable. So it's running for them. So when I go into the Facebook ads library, same thing. We're looking at the ads that have consistently ran, right, for a good period of time, because that means that those are working, right? So you pay attention to ones that are running the longest more than the ones that are just newer, because they haven't really fully tested the newer ones yet. So it's going to be an amazing resource. Thank you for sharing that, Marco.
It is amazing resource. You can't see what they're spending on ads, and that you can't see that personal information, but you can see the ad. So you can look at the ad text copy and the graphics.
I mean, you can also
and the date.
You can also see the ranking of the author,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So like the ranking of the book. This will also like give you a hint, like, okay, well, if he is ranked top 200 Kindle, then some of these ads have to work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You see the placement. You could see if they're only running it on just Facebook, or if they're running it on IG, or if they're running it in chat. So there's a lot. You guys should. Sometimes I'll just come in here and I'm just like playing around with it. It's just like doing research on Amazon, right? I'm in here for just hours, just creating swipe files and just looking at what's working. When you take this along with the other stuff that Mark was sharing with you with AI, you become unstoppable.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. What other questions do you have here? Let's see. You know, someone had asked a question, Marco, how many have published most service with some ROI?
I see it
Do we need to have a
from
certain...
Betty, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's the best to have like at least a series out. So like, you know, like a series should be like the base, especially also like if we have maybe 2 or 3 series out, that's amazing, because we want the read through at the end of the day. We don't only want to like, so how I would calculate, for example, the business performance is I'm taking all royalties during for example, the last 7 days. So like everything, all the sales that I made from all the books go into account for the return on investment calculation. And obviously the more books you have, you know, the bigger it will be. But I say as a base, have 1 series out that we can work with. Yeah.
Can you see any more? I'm trying to look at the chat, Ty. Can you see any more questions?
I saw a few. And if there's anyone that wants to come in, just definitely raise your digital hand and we'll bring you on as well. Let's see. Marco, so I have one for you. So we're always talking about testing, right? So what are some of the first elements that you test first? Is it your title? Is it your image? Is it the description? What are you testing? What do you suggest people test?
Yeah, I test, so like how I build the Facebook ads is based on one of the strategies of Matthew J. Holmes, for example. I would create 3 ad images. I would use like 1 ad set, right? So like 1 ad set is like kind of one of my boxes for testing. I would use 3 images, 3 similar images, for example, like the ones I showed you with the hook line on it and maybe different hook lines. And I would use 2 primary text variations and 2 headlines. So it's like 3, 2, 2. And this is one of my boxes. When I'm starting out, when I don't have any winning ads so far, nothing. And I will create multiple boxes of these based around the image, because I think, like I said at the beginning, you know, like 56% of the success is determined by the ad image itself. So we want to put our intention into the image the most, and I would create different variations of, you know, like maybe have only the book cover with a background image and then change the background image, maybe have a background image with a review and change out the review, and so on. Just have like always like 3 different variations of kind of an image structure. This is how I would test it. So like basically everything at once, and I just see I will track the conversion with Amazon attributions at the end of the day, and I will see, is this constellation working or not compared to others that I created.
Wonderful.
Got it.
Perfect. We've got Cynthia with her hand up. Sorry, Ty, go on.
No, I was going to say, did everyone get that? No, I think we're excited about what Mark was sharing, so that's fine. And Cynthia, I am going to.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
Cynthia, how you doing again?
I'm great. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys having Marco on, and I see you're streaming it to Facebook, so we can find the replay of this in Facebook.
Absolutely.
And then don't forget, Caroline said that the original training that he did in the Fast Pass is also.
Right. No, I was there for that too. Yeah.
But the recording is in the members area, right, Caroline? So it should be in there.
It is. It's all in there. Yeah.
I appreciate that. So when you were talking, you said you can use BookBrush, you use BookBrush, or you can use Canva. And
Mhm.
suddenly I had this flashback to about the time when I joined KCF family. I was trying to do something in BookBrush, and I just had so many fails, and it was just video editing that didn't make sense. I'd edited video, but it just would you say one is easier than the other? I think I'm smarter than I was then, and I could probably do it now, but do you have a
I only do use BookBrush, so like I don't have like a big comparison to creating these with Canva. So I can only tell you, like in BookBrush, I would create templates. So this is why I like BookBrush, because I literally create a template where I already have the text on the image, and I'm just like switching out everything every time I have another book. And this is the basis of my approach. So this is, and I think you can also create this in Canva. So I cannot tell you
okay?
the
Thank you.
advantage or disadvantage. Yeah.
This has been really valuable. I appreciate you coming to both groups. It's thank you. It's
Thank
it's
you.
nice, Ty, how you grow people into. I mean, he started with you, and then he went and did all this, and now he's coming back and teaching us, and it's just wonderful. So thank you.
Isn't it very cool? Yeah, and for him to so freely share. Thanks to Caroline for inviting him on as well. So this is why you guys don't want to miss an MMM, because you miss an MMM, you miss a just look. Marco said he's in 2000. Was it?
We're losing your
When did
audio
you
in there,
start?
Ty. 2019 he started.
Yes.
19. You're
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
5 years of his experience here. 5 of his experience, right? There you go.
Absolutely. We've got another great question. I don't think we've covered this, have we? From Sarah. Did you, and let's just do it again anyway, did you explain how to link the ad to the book on Amazon? Did we cover that one while I was typing?
No,
Okay.
we didn't. It's so like back in the days, you know, if there was just the link from Amazon itself that you would use from the Amazon landing page. But over the years, Amazon understood also, like through different conferences and sending their people to, like, for example, an author conference, that they needed to like give the authors more information on the landing page and what is happening there, because at the moment, because until then Amazon was keeping everything. So this is why they introduced Amazon attribution links, which is like a more detailed way of seeing your conversions. So like you would go to your Amazon ads dashboard, and inside there you can create Amazon attribution links for your book. And you will use these links inside the Facebook ad. And what's happening is that after running it for 7 days or running it for 14 days, you will see the results coming in on this link. So you will see the conversion, you will see how many clicks, you will see how many page reads. And with an easy formula, you can calculate at the end of the day, what is the cost per sale of this book in the series. You can calculate the conversion percentage, and you can calculate if maybe you want to scale this ad, and this data will also be telling you, oh, it's now time to scale. I can put 20% more money on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it's the
that's a great
attribution.
tool, isn't it? The
Mhm.
attribution. But what we'll do actually is for those of you in the Fast Pass as well, I'll cover exactly how to do attribution links in our next session in 2 weeks. I may just drop a Loom later on this week for everyone, so they know how to do that, because it took me a while it was a little fiddly learning how to do that. I think we lost Ty, but I think he's back in now, so he'll probably just come on in a second. I think his Wi-Fi is playing up a little today on
There we
a Monday
Yeah.
for you. Any other questions so
Thanks,
far?
Sarah.
I can't see any other hands up. Have we got any questions? Thanks, Sarah. I'm glad that cleared that up for you. Someone asked for your website again. I've put it all there. Who was that? Margaret. I put it all there, Margaret. And there's a link there if anyone wants to book a call, like we said, just to have a chat with Marco about your strategy. And so I'll keep dropping that in as we go. Do we have any more questions there that I've missed?
Barbara says Marco has to come back.
He has to
Wendy
come back.
says,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go, Marco. That's always a good sign, right? So,
Yeah.
Wendy says my brain is stuffed, which is always a good
That's a
sign.
good
First thing in
sign.
the AM,
Yes.
right? So,
Yeah.
and then
And
guys,
also,
in case, oh, go ahead, Caroline.
no, I was going to say that also, you know, what I love about Marco is he makes things so, you know, he makes things simple. And like Cynthia just said, you've got the because we've gone live on Facebook. You don't have to worry about remembering it all if your brain feels woo, you know, because you know, we showed you different tools and not all of you would be familiar with those tools, but you can go back into the Facebook group and watch it again and again and again, make notes. And often, you know, it's like Cynthia just said today, and I thought, yeah, that's so important what she just said. She said that she attended when we did the training in the fast pass, and I think with this sort of content you need to hear it a few times and then practice and go in and do it. So the great thing is you've got it all there, and you can all start, you know, practicing, like we say, have a chat with Marco if you want to have a chat with him. You've got his links there. And then it's just, you know, a lot of people use Facebook ads professionals like Ty and I do. A lot of people do their own ads. And the great thing about this demo is Marco showed you how to, you know, do it yourself. Chat to him if you want to, because I think when we were talking about outsourcing when I was training people last night, and we're going to be talking about that for the Vela training tonight. And I think that at the beginning, we need to learn everything ourselves before we even, you know, go off and start outsourcing, because we've got to have that understanding. Because when you're working with someone, it's so much better for both of you if you know what you're talking about as well. And then because Marco and I, we work together as a team, and we are talking all the time, you know, and that's very much how Marco works anyway. So you know, repetition is key. I've just got a message from Christine, I think that came to me directly, saying that Will's got a question that he's asked in the chat that we might have missed.
Yeah, we may have missed it. And in case
lovely.
you guys are watching this or you're listening to it, because we're going to make this an audio as well, Marco's site is blankpaperpress.com. So Blank Paper Press. Go to him when you're serious. Like if you're like, hey, Marco, here's what I got. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's have a conversation, right? Go in and they can set up a consultation with you, right? Marco, is that what it is you've got?
Exactly.
Very cool.
I've put in there
So
a group of links, and the last one is the Calendly link, which Marco uses if you want to book a short, quick meeting with him to have a chat. Will, I'll go back to your question, so I did miss it. Really great question. Can you promote other types of books like illustrated, light verse poetry, books, journals, etc., with Facebook ads?
Yes, you can promote anything on Facebook, literally. So it's like because the targeting is so much already like in the hands of AI itself on Meta, that, you know, like it will find the right readers for you. Like there's someone out there who really wants light verse poetry, it will find it. You know, like make sure that the foundation is great, that the book description is on top, and that the AI of Meta knows where to push it to.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then go in and test your images, like Michael said, right? Because it's ironic that you mentioned that. I was having a conversation with Greg Caesar last night, who was also a guest on the MMM a while back, and he was asking me some Facebook questions. Greg is the AdWords guy, so he's the expert in AdWords. And he's like, well, what do you start with? And I'm like, dude, it's always going to be your images, because the image that I like may not be one that Marco likes, or may not be one that Caroline likes, right? And what you don't ever go with what you like, you go with what the audience likes. And when you're testing, Facebook will ultimately help your audience vote as to which image they like. And then everything else that Marco talked about, right? So this is very, very cool.
It's also
Marco,
really important.
Yeah, it's extremely important.
it's also important then when we're modeling, because that's what we teach when you're starting out and you're modeling other authors, that this whole thing about looking at their ads, because if you look at their ranking for their book and their book is ranking at like 500, 1,000, that means they're making some good money with this book. So that then by looking at their ads, you can see they'll have gone through all the image testing. You're going to do your own images, that it will give you an idea of what images they're using to work, which will give you an idea of themes. Oh wow, that's interesting, this author is just doing like loads of images with reviews on the images, or this author's using just AI. That's interesting. I'm going to go in and do that. So it's great knowledge. I mean, it's literally all there for us. The clues are all there, aren't they, for us, on Amazon, on Facebook, etc. It's like free SEO, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
And you just got to be clever with it, and then you and just go in and take that time, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, and then you start to build that knowledge, and then you'll do your own testing, and according to your own graphics and text, etc.
And don't be resistant to this stuff. I put a post up on Saturday, I think it was, and it was basically just a prompt. It was a productivity prompt that I've used, and I'm like, this is pretty good. I'm going to share it with other people. Would you know that I had a comment, and this is from authors and writers, and there was one lady in general who said, the day that I use AI to help me to be more productive is the day that I die. And I'm just thinking like, oh my God, like who would not want, like there's people that they think that this thing is the devil, like literally, right? And there's people who will want the advantage. And then there's other people who will say, you know what, I don't want these automobiles in my life. I'm going to stick with the horse and buggy. Don't be the horse and buggy person. Be the person who says, okay, wow, there's this new way of getting around quicker, right? Let me see what these automobiles, at least be open to it. And then you'll never know, right?
So change that quote to the day that I don't use. It's the day that I die. I think it is. It's just typical, isn't it? When something big happens and something changes, and this is huge, and there's no getting away from it. You've either got to go with it or just keep resisting. There's going to be a point at which you can't resist anymore. But I think it's just typical of the way that information's fed to humans, and the way that humans always look on the skeptical side of things, because people have got images then of robots literally taking over their lives, rather than an integration of you think you're dating a great guy and turns out he's a robot, rather than an integration of
wait, what hold on,
so forget, I know it's just a film I was watching, that film.
Okay,
but you know what I mean, it's the integration.
Michelle, I'm easily distracted. The ADD kicks in, and then I'm like, what did I say? All right, go ahead.
So it's about
robots dating.
No, forget that. It was a film, but I can't remember the name of the film, so it takes it away from the power of that conversation anyway. So I think it is about being, like we always say on the MMMs, open to everything, attached to nothing. And I was one of those people that thought, I don't want to start using AI like this. I like to do things the way that I've been doing it, and realize then that if I don't do this, then I am gonna not save all the time and money I could save by using the tools and technologies that are available to us, because we can obviously use AI to do a lot of stuff that we might have paid for, but before, and it speeds us up and makes us even better. So I think, and this session has been so focused on that approach. It's been incredible for people who's feeling confident now to go off and do their own Facebook ads and play around more with their own graphics and ad text. Let me know in the chat, because if we could achieve that together, great. Absolutely. And I think that it just having that know-how takes away the fear of trying some of these things out, because you can just keep testing graphics, you can keep regenerating your graphics on AI if you're not happy. So you can't really go wrong, can you? You can just keep trying until you get what you want. Absolutely. I'm just looking at the comments that are coming through.
Marco, if you were to give someone kind of one of the last questions here, someone's brand new, they haven't ran Facebook ads, or maybe they have, but they just are afraid of it. What's one tip that you would give that person who's just starting out? They just watched this. You've given them a boatload of confidence. Like, what's one thing that you would share with them as relates to starting with Facebook ads?
I think this is like one of the biggest realizations was for me as well, is that Facebook ads are a marathon, and that you won't get a very quick successful result with it. Like, save some money and let it run, like have this money set aside, and don't be afraid to like lose this money, but be aware to like test for 60 to 90 days and just like really give it in these 3 months, you know, like your all, and see how it goes. Because I think a lot of people get scared like spending so much at once without a plan. That I think this was for me at the beginning the biggest issue, like spending too much. But dedicating some money aside for this, that, you know, that won't hurt me, gives me the confidence to like really like test it. And okay, if it fails, I at least tried. But I mean, if you keep it testing, and with the AI images and strategy today, you will find something successful, like for sure.
Absolutely. Cool. And also it's about, for me, it's also about making sure that, you know, I've got a duty, because my books are so good. I've got a duty to show that to as many people as possible. And I can't reach everyone on Amazon. And I can't get to everyone without driving traffic into people looking at my content. And if we're always centered on not spending the money, but investing, seeing it as an investment, and then focusing on, you know, I owe my readers this, you know, so they go on to their Facebook and, you know, they see my ad about my new book that they might not have known about because they don't follow me on Amazon, or you know, they don't follow me on my socials. So it is about just a part of the business where you're just giving your book, you know, you're giving more eyes onto your book. And what happens is then all the other things, but it's not about just selling books. It's about making people happy. It's about creating all these people that are going to join your email list, because as soon as they click into your book, there's a possibility that they're going to see the link to join your email list. So you'll see that growing. You'll see your followers growing. You'll see you can interact with people if you want to on the comments on your Facebook ads. You know, so you can get closer to the people that you're targeting material for. So your whole business just starts to develop. Christine's asking something that I just want to address before we go, and how much money is needed for 3 months on average with you when you start. I'm sort of thinking when you're starting out with Facebook ads. Christine, correct me if I'm wrong there, but that's what I think you mean.
Yeah, I think I also understand it that way. So like
how much would you suggest someone spends a day?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Like, I think that to get also like the quickest results is I think $20 a day is like what I would suggest, because if you go lower than $20 a day, it will take to receive results from Amazon and from responses on your book. It will just take like up to 14 days to like see, you know, like the engine to start. Whilst we like start with $20, like I also showed in the example in the presentation, we were able to like already have in the second week profit, which was like for this particular book very like amazing. It's not the norm, right? So it's like, you know, it's about testing, but I would suggest 20, so like 20 a day, that's $600 a month. So like, you know, put $1,800 aside, collect it, put it on the side, and when you have it, you know, you can just like tackle this thing with an approach. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, great answer. Totally agree with that.
And I think that what you said, Caroline, looking at it as an investment, which becomes a mindset shift, right? Because it always gets scary, growing and growing and growing and continuously scaling. But you have to look at it like, look, I'm not just throwing money out the window. I'm buying data. I'm buying leads, right? I'm buying prospects that will turn into customers at some point. And and if you do it the right way, not people that will just buy one time, but people that will buy over and over and over again. You guys don't buy any of my Kindle books. Maybe you do. Hopefully you do buy some of my Kindle books. But the best example I can give you is how many times have you purchased things from us over and over and over again, right? Whether it's something that's a low ticket, maybe you bought something for $7.95, maybe you bought something for $25,000. And chances are you came in, you probably don't even remember this, but you came in through a Facebook ad, a YouTube ad, an Instagram ad, a LinkedIn ad, or something, right? Yeah. Because not all of you guys initially knew us right off the bat. You came in through some type of a funnel, and now, and that's what happens. Like, that's your prospect journey. They'll see your Facebook ad. Maybe you're running ads with Marco. Maybe you're taking some of the stuff that's here. They'll click on that ad. They may not even remember initially clicking on that ad months from now, but they'll remember the purchases that they've made from you. They'll remember the different books that they bought from you, right? They'll remember being on your list. They'll remember the interactions with you. Maybe they'll remember being on the MMM and listening to this amazing, handsome guy, Marco, who's smart as hell when it comes to Facebook ads, right? But they won't remember the ad, chances are. And that's what you're looking at. Look at it as an investment, not as this money that's going out the window.
That's
when you do that,
great,
it becomes easier.
Great advice. And that's exactly how I found you, Ty. Yeah. And then look what happens from there. And I had a review on one of my books that I was looking at the weekend, where this person said, I've seen this author's books, I've seen this author around, and followed her for a while. And a very nice review then about the book she was reading. She said, I'm now going to go through all of her books that she's ever written, because this is now my first go-to author. So what I'm saying is, when we take people to one book, it's not about the book, it's about them staying there and going to all your, obviously as you become more experienced, and many people are here at publishing, they're going to go to your previous books as well while they're waiting for your next one. That's it. Customer for life, as much as we would like, and many people will stay around for a long time. So it's very powerful, isn't it? So that's the thing, the mindset, a shift around investment rather than spending your money. And I spoke to a very successful author publisher in our community the other day, and he was saying, I allocate X amount, he's more experienced now, so his budget's a different level. I allocate X amount per book launch, per series launch, and that will go to promotions and ads. But he's able to do that from scaling from that $20 a day that Marco's talked about today. Yeah, there you go. Excellent day, great session.
Hey Marco, I feel like we've held you captive here. We held you hostage because you got so much good knowledge. And but as someone just said, we got to get you back. So we'll definitely get you back. Thank you for sharing everything. Caroline, great guest here.
Thank you.
Guys, go into the Facebook group. Let Marco know. Since he's in the Facebook groups, right? Let him know what you think of everything that he shared today. And then we're doing this to, number one, show him appreciation and some love. And then number two, make everyone else jealous that missed out on this, right? Because they could have been on this call and they're not on this call. So there we go.
Absolutely. Tag in Marco, tag in me and Ty. Put the copy and paste your takeaway into all of our groups. We'd really appreciate that, to get more people on this, who may not even know we are doing this still, even though we do go into the Facebook group, because it takes people a while to notice things sometimes. Thank you, Marco.
Yeah,
thank you
so much. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys like bringing me in, and also Ty, you were a great inspiration, like starting 2019 and learning from business owners and like doing this journey. So you were definitely a big inspiration. So thanks for that, for sure, and bringing me on here today.
Thank you for rocking it out, man. Thank you. All right. Have a good one. And thank you for not getting nervous when your slides kind of stuck. Because the first time that happened to me, I felt like I wanted to just run away and hide. but it happens to everyone.
He was very
so there you
cool,
go.
wasn't he? He was
He
really
was
cool.
very
man.
cool.
Yeah,
He was very cool.
very
I
cool.
saw him. He popped his collar and he said, "You know, I got this." Have a good one, Marco. Stay well.
You too.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your
Bye.
week. We'll see you. Go register for KCF Live if you have not done so yet. KCF Live is coming up really quickly, and I'm gonna actually remove. I'll mute you out, Marco, and then boom, there you go. Man, this is one of those sessions where it's just a reminder of all of the power that we have at our hands right now, right? I was telling someone that I was listening to Peter Diamandis, who's just this brilliant mind in the tech space a couple of months ago, and he said, I think that we're going to start seeing our first multi-billion-dollar companies being built out by small teams of maybe 6 or 7 people that are really proficient with AI and prompting and being able to use AI to intelligently, tell it where you want to go. And I think that we're even closer to that now, right? So he said that maybe about 6 months ago. The beautiful thing about AI is it's always advancing from day to day, hour to hour, week to week, right? There's always these new platforms, there's new ways of using it. I think once we go in and we understand the power and we're open to it, right? For writers, it might be like, look, I don't want to have this machine write for me, right? Because that takes away my love. Then that's fine. If you don't want to have it write for you, but you can have it used, you can use it to have it create your covers. You can use it to have it create your Facebook ads, right? All of the other stuff that might be hindering you that you might be of a bottleneck for right now. So
sure.
look at it as a positive.
Not to mention writer's block. It's great for that.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So be open, guys. All right, Caroline, we'll see you. Stay well.
Okay.
Marco, once again, have a good one. We'll see you, Chris, Betty Powell, David P, Michelle Runge, Barbara Parker, everyone else that's in here. Jennifer, I see you over there in the dark. Jennifer, not sure what you got going on. All right, Gloria, Will Ruha, we'll see you. Victor Parrott, Pauline Mitchell, Wendy Bolton, Brenda Clark, Philip Reese, Margaret Rubin, Christine. Margaret, I feel like you're everywhere. Everywhere I look, I see Margaret. Christine Curry, we'll see you there as well.
James
Betty Powell. James's cat. Right.
Yeah.
What was the first thing I saw when I came on? So I came out this morning and, I saw James's cat waving at me. So I said, okay, I gotta, what it reminded me, James, of the old show Bewitched. Do you remember that show back in the day?
Oh, yeah, I love that.
She had the black cat, right? So every time I see your cat, which was one of my favorite shows,
she used to wiggle her nose, didn't she? And then I'd love to be able to do that. Right? Yeah.
As a kid, I tried it like 100 times. It never worked for me, but
No, I know.
All right, guys, stay well. We'll see you.
Stay well, everyone.
Bye.
Take care. Thanks, Marco.
Bye, Shannon.